Okay, guys, I want to go over that topic one, slope exit slip, because as I've been getting them in, I've realized that there's a few or several different little misunderstandings. So I want to make sure to clear them up. Okay, so I'm going to basically do this as an answer key and set you up to do another one of the same exit slip. So aside from maybe one or two of you, I marked the last one. Otherwise, I just provided feedback, and then you can redo it on the one I hand out tomorrow, as in Thursday. Okay, so pretty well done on the first graph. So where you see the points are at 3, and yes, I don't even have a printer at home. And so this coordinate for this first spot over here is 0, 3. Okay, so remember that 0 means where it's at on the x-axis, and the 3 means where it's at the y-axis. Okay, so this is our y-axis, this is our x-axis. So there's been several questions about coordinates and how they work. Okay, so the first number is always where it's at along here, and the second number is where it's at along here. Remembering that if it's at 0, 3, that you put the dot at the actual intersection of those lines. The other dot you're given, other coordinate you're given, is at x4, y1 over here. And those lines are connected. So here we can use the triangle method to find the slope. So if we go from this dot to this dot, it goes down 2. Okay, so that's the rise then for that is -2, okay, because we're going down 2. If we had gone up 2, then it would be +2. But since we had to go down 2, it's -2. And then from there, we're going across 4, or our run is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have -2 over 4, which would be partially right. I want you to reduce those fractions down though. So the fully right answer is -1/2. And we always put our negative on the top number, showing that's the rise, the change in the rise up and down. Our bottom number going across is always going to be positive when you're doing the triangle method. So that was fairly well done. Our 1B, you're given a graph and the coordinates, okay, so y, x. You're given the coordinate -2, 1, -1. Okay, so we've gone from the origin, which is at the middle, we've gone -2, -1, -2, and down 1, -1. Okay, so that's our coordinate there, -2, down 1. And our second spot is at 4, 3. So 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 along our x-axis, 1, 2, 3 along the y. So it's up there. So that's our line. So a couple ways to do this one. I think the easiest way, I guess I gotta move that up here, hey? The easiest way to do it is by using the slope equation. So the slope equation, that's just one single m there, equals y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. The most important thing here is that you choose one of your coordinates as coordinate 1 and one of your coordinates as coordinate 2. This was 4, 3. So that means if this is coordinate 1, this value here is x1. This value here is y1. This value here is x2. This value here is y2. Okay, that's how we break up those coordinates and how we slot them into the slope equation. Okay, so then to create the slope of m, that's what stands for slope, we find our y1, and don't forget, it's even though the x value comes first in the coordinate, it's y we want on top, because this is our rise, which is the change in y, and the bottom number is our run, which is our change in x. Okay, so it has to be the y values at the top. So I'm going to take y1, take away y2, which is positive 3. And then I'm going at the bottom, we're going to have x1, which is negative 2, take away x2, which is 4. Again, I could have swapped these around. This could have been 0.1, this could have been 0.2. It doesn't matter. Then I'm going to solve that further. Okay, -1, take away 3. Be careful with your integer subtraction. There were a lot of mistakes already with taking away negatives and so on. So -1 take away 3 is -4. -2 take away 4 is -6. Okay, they're both negative, so I can just go ahead and get rid of those because negative divided by negative is positive. And I can reduce that down. If I divide both the top and bottom by 2, that brings me down to 2/3. So my slope for that line should be 2/3. Okay. On to the graph, and this is where I saw more confusion for number 2 and 3. So a few questions here. Just give me a second, I'll set up my graph. Okay, so again, I don't mind if you're handing in a picture. I'm going to give you, I'll just zoom out a bit. And a little bit more. Okie dokie. So, y axis, x axis. And it was labeled for you 1 through 10 up and to the sides. And you're told in number 2 to start at the origin. So your first point for the graph for number 2 should be here at the origin. The origin is 0, 0, where x is 0 and where y is 0. Then you're given the slope of 2/3. So 2 is our rise, so we're going to go up 2 points and across 3. 1, 2, 3. So I have another coordinate there. It says label 3 other points on your line. So you need 3 coordinates altogether. So we have 0, 0. I have one more here. Then I go up 2, across 3. 1, 2, 3. Up 2 and across 3. 1, 2, 3. And for the sake of being a little bit faster, I'm not going to write that down. But now we can label these coordinates. So this coordinate was at, we're at 2 here. This 1, 2, 3. So my x coordinate is 3. My y coordinate is 2. So this is what it means by labeling coordinates. Here, my x coordinate is 6 and my y coordinate is 4, and so on and so forth. Okay, if you go 4, 5, 6, x coordinate is 6, y coordinate is 4. That's what it means by label coordinates. Okay, so just keep the graph going and label some of the coordinates. The number 3 graph, 5, 6, 7, 9. Okay, so that one says start at point 110. Okay, so this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So x value 1 is here. Y value of 10, that's 110. Then you're given the slope of -2/3. So now it's kind of the opposite. We're going down 2, 1, 2, and across 3, 1, 2, 3. Down 2, 1, 2, and across 3, 1, 2, 3. And then give the coordinates for those. So here we're at 4, 8. We have another coordinate at, no, that's 7, 6, right? 7, 6. So that's what it means there. So the pink line here, that's number 2. The purple line up here, that's number 3. Okay, and then lastly, number 4 was just the slope equation again. So you're given a coordinate A of -2, -3, and another coordinate B of 1, -2. So again, and actually it doesn't matter. I can go y2, take away y1, as long as you're consistent with which point is which. Okay, so I'm going to call this point number 1, this point number 2. So let's plug in our values into our equation. So m is equal to y2, that's over here, -2, take away y1, -3. Oh, on the bottom, we have x2, which is 1, take away -2. Okay, so make sure you're writing take away -3, take away -2. You have to write the take away and the negative. That's the same as saying, taking away a negative is the same as saying +3. On the bottom here, same thing. It's the same as saying 1 + 2. So -2 + 3 is 1, and 1 + 2 is 3. So that is your slope. Okay, so be very careful about your negatives and positives, as well as being consistent with your points. If this is 2, if this is y2, then this has to be x2 that goes down here. Okay, so they're going to be track on top of each other. If this is, you choose this as your y1, make sure that this goes here as x1, not over here in the x2 spot. So don't get those mixed up. Okay, I hope that clears up some of the questions you have. You'll have a new exit slip to complete unless I told you that your mark was already good enough to go forward. Okay, let me know if you have any questions as usual. Goodbye.